Good afternoon, everybody. This is Barry here, and welcome to the final Tuesday wrap of the summer. And to take us out and the summer series, we're going to be talking about steak and how you would cook it. Now, how do you like your steak? Let us know down below. Joining me now in the studio. Good afternoon to my outsider, Oscar. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining me on the show about steak.
Thank you, Barry. Appreciate being on the show, especially those cheap steaks Tuesdays, hey? What do you think about that?
Yep, and my first one is going to be tonight. Now, if you've ever heard of the Great Northern Hotel, guys, go along and grab a $15 steak, salads, drinks, a lot. And here's my outsider to tell you about this.
Yes, Barry, that's a very good hotel in the North Shore. They have very good cheap steaks and very good food, so I hope you enjoy your night tonight.
So I'd like to bring you some interesting topics on the show for my new series, which is coming up shortly. But today we're focusing on the steak. Now, to cook a perfect steak, you need to have good quality steaks, okay? And ask your butcher which is the best steak for you to barbecue or pan fry. And on the subject of steak, guys, steak sandwiches, where I'm going to be telling you how to make the ultimate steak sandwich. So that's coming up today on the story about steak, and there are certain types of steak, sirloin steak, flank steak, any kind of steak, steak Diane, and what can you cook serve with steak? Vegetables, chips, or salad. Here's my outsider.
Yes, Barry, you can have a wide range of sauces with steaks, which is fantastic. So, as Barry said, steak Diane. You can also have a wide range of sides. You could have wedges, chips, salads, potato mash, vegetables, as Barry mentioned as well, carrot, which is always corn, which is always nice. So steak is a very versatile meal.
And if you don't like fat on your steak, guys, you can always remove it. And if you are cooking a casserole, a steak casserole, ask your butcher about good blade chuck steak. Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry mentioned before, you can get some poorer steaks and you can get some very good steaks. So it's always good to ask your butcher which is the best quality in price with steaks as well.
So if you are making like steak casserole, a sandwich, which we will talk about in a moment, make sure that the meat is in date before you cook with it. Here's my outsider.
Yes, you have to make sure the meat's in date, don't you, Barry, in case you get sick. You don't want to get sick from off meat.
And make sure that when you buy the steak, check the date on it before you take it. Because if it's off, it's got to go in the where? In the bin. Here's my outsider.
Yes, you have to make sure those things go in the bin so you don't make yourself sick as well.
So eating off steak, guys, no, you can't do that. because you will get really severe food poisoning, but we won't talk about that today on the steak story. Now, there are so many things you can cook with steak, everyone, and the steak sandwich, which brings me on very nicely here. Okay, steak sandwich. You would need good steaks for a steak sandwich. Here's my offsider.
Yes, and also a very nice piece of bread as well, some sourdough or something soft for a steak
Yeah.
sandwich.
So, steak sandwich. First, you need to cook your steak medium, rare, or well done. Here's my offsider.
Yes, usually have a medium rare or well done, not too tough because you want to make sure this steak is still tender and juicy.
Okay, now to make the steak sandwich first, you need to have some good sourdough bread like my offsider mentioned. None of the stale, rubbishy bread that you see people making steak sandwiches with. You need something robustic like good sourdough bread. And if you don't like the plain white bread, go for something like brown or wholemeal or with grains in it. Here's my offsider.
Yes, you want to go something that's quite soft and also healthy as well. So wholemeal, as Barry said, or grain as well is a fantastic idea.
So after you've cooked your steak, guys, let it rest for a couple of minutes before slicing and putting on your bread. Now, for the base, you can put barbecue sauce with tomato sauce, or whatever sauce you've got here, there, or tomato ketchup, or if you like a chutney or relish, you can do that. Here's my offsider.
Yes, you can garnish with a couple of sauces, as Barry said. You can also put some mustard as well if you like. Dijon mustard's always nice on the steak as well.
Okay, now, the importance of testing whether your steak is cooked. How would you test whether a steak is cooked? By piercing it with a knife. If the steak is cooked and it is no longer pink in the middle, it's telling you that the steak is cooked. If it's not cooked, you will need to cook it a bit longer. Here's my offsider.
Yes, as Barry is saying, it's very important to make sure the steak is cooked correctly, but also you can have it in many different variations. So well done, medium rare. Make sure it has had some time on the barbecue or the pan.
Okay, and make sure if you are barbecuing, make sure your barbecue or grill plate is clean before you use it, because you don't want to be cooking your steak on a dirty barbecue. Here's my offsider.
Yes, you need to make sure that you do keep your equipment clean, so you're not cross-contaminating with other things that may have been there and may have been festing away.
So if you are cooking a steak at the pub, guys, like someone is gonna do tonight, make sure that you purchase good steak at the bar. Here's my offsider.
Yes, always have a look around and make sure you choose the right steak because you never know. And make sure if you're cooking at a pub or something that the area is nice and clean.
Yeah, so if you want a good night out at the Great Northern, which is where I'm going tonight, invite your friends, but I will tell you a bit more about the hotel in the next series. Now, the next thing you can do, add on a steak sandwich, grilled onions, maybe some lettuce, beetroot, and tomato. Here's my offside.
Yes, as Barry mentioned before, for a steak sandwich, they're very good add-ons as well. Yeah, some onion as well. Cooked onion's always nice as well on a steak sandwich.
And the secret to assembling a steak sandwich, guys, always put the tomato and lettuce on the top, because otherwise, if you put the tomato on the bottom, the bread will become soggy and it won't taste as nice. Here's my offsider.
Yes, as Barry mentioned before, it's very important because it does ruin a meal when you've got soggy bread at the bottom. So always putting the tomatoes in between.
So steak, lettuce, tomato, onion, and beetroot. And now for the next thing on steak.
That's my Tuesday afternoon.